Imagine praying for strength to a goddess with 10 arms, each hand wielding a weapon. Imagine another day bringing a major life decision to a god with the soft body of a large man and the head of an elephant. Imagine watching the cleansing ritual of the statue of the great god Vishnu. Imagine the priest in a saffron loincloth standing up on a stepladder, pouring gallons of orange juice and milk and water, mango nectar over the statue, rubbing it down all around with yogurt, with honey, and finally with water. Imagine sculptures crowding the entryway of your house of worship, a giant prancing turquoise peacock with the necklace of fresh flowers, a multi-headed cobra the size of a pickup truck, 8 brass heads rearing up, head level, their long tongues flickering in the air. The world of Hinduism, its gods and goddesses, also called deities, can startle the newcomer. But once you get to know them, once you let go of the biblical rules about graven images, they become familiar, thought-provoking. You even grow fond of their mounts. Those are the animals. Each one rides its own animal and is always pictured with it. The goddess Sri Lakshmi's white owl, the small rat that the god Ganesha with his elephant head rides, and Nanda, the snow-white bull that carries the great creator-destroyer god Shiva, whose image I'm wearing today. Some deities appear in a variety of forms, as does the divine. Some are half female, half male. Some switch back and forth, sort of like the divine. Many have multiple heads, a symbol of their superior knowledge, and the better to hear you with and to see you with in all directions. Deities have multiple arms to carry and accomplish many things. Some have multiple legs to travel great distances quickly. The kaleidoscope of divine creatures, stories, and symbols can boggle the mind, and that is the point. They remind us that whatever God is, certainly not human, God is way beyond what we can grasp. In India, the divine is inescapable. Pictures and statues of deities are everywhere. They adorn kitchen altars. They're painted daily on driveways and sidewalks. They're plastered all over shop fronts, buses, and carts. They're an ever-present reminder of, depending on whom you ask, the 330 million gods, or the 33 gods, or the 3,306 gods. They're an ever-present reminder of the 6 gods, the 1.5 gods, or the 1 God. Images of the deities remind people all the time of the divine. They keep the manyness and the oneness of God front and center. Rather than address the oneness that encompasses all of these deities, most Hindus pray to the god or the goddess that resonates for them. They think of themselves, in fact, not as practicing Hinduism, but as devotees of one or another goddess. They pray to others only now and then. A devotee will find comfort in the soft, loving goddess Sri Lakshmi. She's the consort of the great god Vishnu. She lies sculpted on his heart. People pray for discernment during transitions to Ganesha, whose elephant hear everything in all directions. And when very bad things happen, they call on Durga, the warrior goddess. I invite you this morning to explore this iconic Hindu goddess, slayer of demons. By contrast with what Hindus call their cool goddesses, the kind, gentle, calm, nurturing ones, Durga is one of the hot goddesses. She's powerful, passionate, often furious, and sometimes terrifying. Also called the Divine Mother, Durga destroys evil. She rides a lion, a symbol of mightiness, will, and determination. And her powers rival those of the great male deities with whom she protects the universe from demons. In a well-known story, she achieves what even they cannot. In the words of writer Mark Muse, a powerful buffalo demon and his minions threaten to destroy the universe. The gods find themselves impotent to contain the menace. Finally, they appeal to the great gods Vishnu and Shiva for assistance. But even they are unable to control the demon army, and they must resort to another tactic. Their solution is to infuse a goddess with their combined anger. Out of their fury, the goddess Durga appears in a sea of light. Durga and her lion defeat the buffalo demon and his minions. She promises to return whenever demons prove too powerful for Vishnu and Shiva. In a wonderful painting, Durga and her lion are standing on top of the dying black buffalo demon. The beast's huge legs crumple beneath him. His severed head visibly exhales its last breath. A nearby minion stumbles. Durga's arrows are sticking up out of his head. She, wearing sandals and a long red skirt, red for action, looks clear and calm, while her 10 arms rotate around her like a windmill. A weapon in each hand, a mace, a long sword, a disc, an arrow, a trident, a lasso, a bow, a thunderbolt. She can defeat any enemy. Meanwhile, high above her, you can see these little faces peeping out from the clouds, and those are the great gods watching Durga. She is something, a fierce military figure, a metaphor for strength and for standing your ground against evil. In India today, divine Durga power is on the rise. You may remember the recent horrible rape and murder of a young woman on a bus in New Delhi. This has inspired women of all ages to rise up in India and demand change. Women who for generations have whispered their misery and fear to comforting goddesses are yelling, marching, fighting. One protester who brought her teenage daughters along with her told a reporter, "We can only tackle this by becoming Durga." She's saying that in this country that so marginalizes women, it will take vehement, terrifying Durga energy, slayer of demons power, to bring about change. The New Delhi incident has not only inspired Durga energy there, it's also opened our eyes to how differently girls grow up in this world, to what freedom means for us. Not that everyone here experiences freedom the same way. Our culture certainly evokes Durga energy. We see it in social justice movements. We see it in people hell-bent on changing the way things are, people fed up with talk about the beauty of freedom in America, People who will not settle for a life in which they're marginalized because of what they look like, where they come from, whom they love, or what they believe. Fiery passion and freedom, fiery passion about freedom and about equal rights is Durga power. Imagine her swinging her long sword and slaying the demon of prejudice once and for all. We see her energy in environmental activism too, in people so mad about what's been done to our planet, our mother, Earth, that they drop their day jobs and pour their white fury into the fight on her behalf. Imagine Durga hurling a thunderbolt at greed, striking the overuse of power with her three-pointed spear. Durga, slaying demons. As people of faith, every time we can powerfully and fiercely affirm the worth and dignity of every person, our first principle, Unitarian Universalists become Durga. By tackling the demons of injustice with everything we've got, we become Durga. Now, in our personal lives, as unfamiliar, as strange as these gods and goddesses and weapons may seem to us, most of us know well that rising heat that rises up in us sometime, that, oh no, this isn't going to happen. I mean it. Watch out. We all know that heat. We react like that when we don't feel truly seen or heard, when we feel dismissed somehow, or even worse, invisible. We can live with that feeling only so long before it asserts itself with Durga-like outrage. Watch out, indeed, for righteous energy rising. But it's not only others who affect our sense of value. We can be our own worst enemy. Not all demons are ones that we can point to outside of ourselves. Who amongst us doesn't live with a few buffalo demons of our very own? Who amongst us doesn't struggle with inner demons that block our light, inhibit our power, that prevent the glory within us? As Marianne Williamson writes, that light and power and glory is not just in some of us, it's in everyone. Buffalo demons inside us? That's strong stuff. Strong stuff for daunting demons. The demons that cloud our experience of living have frightful power. How persistent is your doubt? How pervasive is your fear? How daily is our selfishness? Insidious buffalo demons stand in the way of our holy unfolding, our blooming into our authentic selves. We must slay them, these sources of our contraction, our shrinking from life at times. Only we can do this, and it is our spiritual work to do it. What demon must we slay to get healthy? The demon of sloth, the demon of greed, our appetite for more food, more drink, more work or sex or computer time than is good for our health? What demon must we slay to find balance in our lives? The demon of worrying about what others think of us? Our deep need for approval that keeps us striving and out of balance? What demon must you slay to believe in yourself? If only we could slay that inner critic, that voice that says, what a fraud we are, how incompetent, how terrible we look today. Does anyone here live with that buffalo demon? No? Oh, yeah, maybe. It's a nasty one with a very long lifespan. In the Indian protester mother's words, we can only tackle this by becoming Durga. The next time that inner voice taunts us, mocks us, takes us away from our light and beauty, let's call upon the fury of Durga. Let's tell that voice with big energy, I am living my life. I'm blooming here. Get out. Leave. You know, doing this will weaken that voice. Try it. And the next time you hear it, go at it again. Try it out loud. I can't do this. This is too much for me. Go away. I'm living my life. With Durga power, we can master this demon. Spiritual companions, as we slay whatever is holding us back from our being our whole authentic selves, as we work side by side to slay social wrongs out in the world, let us rise with Durga power, with Durga determination to what we know to be good. Good in the world, good with the people we love, good in our hearts. Durga was created out of passion, remember? Evil stalked the world in the form of a terrible demon. Out of the light, a passionate warrior for the good came. On fire with commitment to vanquish evil, to see justice done, and to let goodness rise. Let us become Durga. Amen.